Okay guys, today we're going to be checking out the newest offering from Parfums de Marly. This one is Althair. So I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Anytime a niche brand of this size releases a new scent, right, it's going to immediately get into circulation. People are going to be talking about it. People are going to be curious about it. So I'm a little bit late to the party on this one, I guess, because it's been out for a little while now. I wasn't willing to pay retail for it, and I don't get sent these for free. And so I waited, and luckily, Fragrance By got a batch of them in stock. And I ended up paying, I think it was like $234 USD for this, which is a little bit over $100 in savings off of the retail price for this size bottle here. It retails for $350 for the 125 ml. I wasn't in it at that price, and so I waited around and was able to pick up a bottle for what I felt was a pretty good price. It's still new, and I'm sure that price will work its way down a little bit more over time when it does pop up there, but I was pretty happy with it, and I was excited to finally get it. And I did actually send out a notification for that one as well, so if you guys are on my mailing list, my texting list, you probably got that notification and got your bottle, because it was a limited run and it did sell quick. Happy to have it though, and hopefully you guys got yours too. If you want to be notified for when this one pops up again, get on the lists down below. Instead of doing a first impressions for this one, I wanted to open it up and test it a little bit more. I wanted to just go ahead and give you the meat and potatoes all in one video. So we are going to be covering performance and more in-depth look at the scent all in one. And then from there, I'm sure this will get worked into some fall and winter list videos and things like that, because I do really like this one a lot. So I think it would make most sense to start off with, how does it smell? What does this smell like? So I looked at the notes going into it, but I wasn't for sure what to expect, I guess. And I got this one in and immediately was very pleasantly surprised. Very heavy on the vanilla. So it's vanilla, a little bit of a kind of a boozy vanilla to me. And so depending on, what type of vanilla is being used in the scent, sometimes it can kind of smell like, I don't know, this boozy vanilla extract type of deal going on. And you're getting a little bit of that here. It's less of a dusty and powdery vanilla, almost like a benzoin, and more of a syrupy, sweeter, and almost kind of a brighter vanilla. Like there is a nice bit of sparkle behind this note. It kind of punches through and stands out and really is kind of the star of the show when you first open this one up. There's also praline listed in the note breakdown, and that's something I do pick up on, and generally that just also provides a lot of additional sweet support. You see that note in a lot of other scents as well. Lattafa Camra has it, Paco Rabanne Ultra Red has it as well, and so it's really just kind of adding to an already existing sweet DNA. I don't think that they're using it to the extreme in here. I think it's balanced, but you do pick up on it, and it's something where when you smelled that particular note in other scents, it's easy to, kind of pinpoint here, and it's adding a little bit more of a gourmand flavor as well. I'm going to go ahead and read off the full note breakdown for you here. We have cardamom, bergamot, orange blossom, and cinnamon up top. We have bourbon, vanilla, and elemi in the mid. We have praline, musk, ambroxan, and gaiac wood in the base. So I'll be honest with you, I didn't even realize that it was a bourbon vanilla. So I guess I kind of was picking up on that, and it seems to ring true. A little bit of a sweeter, kind of heavier, boozy vanilla here. Not to the extreme, and I would not classify this as a boozy scent. However, it is there, and it is somewhat prominent. In terms of the opening, I unfortunately don't get a ton of the cardamom, which I would have liked to have gotten more of because I love that note. I do get some of the cinnamon, however. So the cinnamon, the vanilla mixture smells fantastic. And to me, when you put those two together, it smells like the season of autumn. It just smells like the cooler time of the year. There's something that works great about those two notes. And as we work down to the base, not a whole lot of the musk comes through. However, the gaiac wood and the praline do come through. So we already touched on the praline. The gaiac wood is giving it, I guess, maybe the slightest bit of a masculine support, but it's not a lot, and it's not a woody scent. Still very sweet forward, but you get just a little bit of a woody nature in the base. Now the ambroxan is an interesting touch, and I think that's probably where some of that brightness is coming from and some of that sparkle is coming from. And you might notice kind of an interesting correlation here. What other vanilla heavy scent uses a lot of vanilla and a bit of ambroxan in it? You know, you could look at something like Mercedes-Benz Club Black. And I would say out of all of the comparisons that are out there, that would probably be the one that holds the most merit. You know, saying that this smells a little bit like Mercedes-Benz Club Black, I would tend to agree with you. Now, with that being said, I think that the PDM goes heavier and sweeter. You know, Club Black is vanilla with a bit of that ambroxan sparkle, and that is really it. With Althair, it's going more in the direction of a gourmand. You know, they're including more notes, the cinnamon, the praline, the gaiac wood, all of that stuff, right? The elemi, right? They're just going heavier with it, making it a bit more focused on a gourmand style, and instead of just being a straight up vanilla scent and that's it. So I guess you could say that maybe the type of vanilla and that particular aspect of the scent could be somewhat similar to Club Black. That's a good way to look at it, and that can kind of help you place this in some sort of category, but do keep in mind this one does take it further. It is sweeter, it is heavier, it is stronger, just something to keep in mind. And we'll go ahead and do performance up next, and then we'll get to comparisons after that. So like I said, it's an eau de parfum concentration here, and for the most part, PDMs do really well. At least their sweet ones, even some of their fresh ones do, but you take a look at Leighton, Harrod, Carlisle, Hobdon, right? For me, my personal skin chemistry, they all perform really well. No complaints with those. And I found I've been getting the same type of results with this one here. So longevity on my skin has been right around 9-10 hours or so, and could probably go longer as well, depending on a multitude of factors like how many sprays are you doing, where are you spraying, what is the temperature like around you. Colder weather is obviously going to start to muffle and kind of kill something off quicker than warm weather. A lot of things to consider, and of course the biggest one, skin chemistry. But for me, around that 9 to 10 is the sweet spot, and that's about the average. You know, it could go a bit longer, it could probably go a bit shorter. In terms of projection here, it's not crazy strong. To me, it's on the softer side. So more about leaving a trail, less about completely filling up a room. You know, something like Carlisle and even Harrod, those project a lot further. This one's more soft and subdued. So really, performance is about on par with what I would expect. You know, when you can get this one for a pretty hefty savings off of retail, you're talking just a bit over $200. I think all of that plays out pretty well, you know. Really can't complain about that. Some people probably would want more, of course, but it is what it is. Okay, now let's talk about the comparisons, because there are quite a few. So we already touched on Club Black, and that's kind of the most popular one. And again, I think it holds some merit, but there's also some differences as well. Next one is Stronger With You. And I'll just say it here. I don't think this smells anything like any of the Stronger With Yous. You don't have the chestnut. You don't have the overwhelming amount of tonka bean. Yes, you have the vanilla, right? But it's a kind of a different type of vanilla to begin with. It doesn't have that same type of personality. The Stronger With Yous are much more playful, much more youthful. This doesn't really have that going on. I think it's more of a neutral scent. And of course, you know, fragrances are for every age, because people always get upset when you say that. But things do smell younger, i.e. Stronger With You. Things do smell older, i.e. Tom Ford Beau de Jour or YSL Rive Gauche, right? Anyone can wear these, but they do have kind of a time period that they fit in. And this is kind of right down the middle for me. If you like sweet scents, go for it and wear it. Doesn't matter if you're 15 or 75. If you don't like sweet scents, however, you don't like those gourmand leaning fragrances, this is not going to be for you regardless of age. And so I think the Stronger With You comparisons are a little bit far-fetched. I don't really get that here. Let's see, what else do we have? Is that Guerlain Spiritus Double Vanille? Okay, yep. Similar deal. I'm not really getting that, the Guerlain. That one, vanilla heavy, of course. It's all about the vanilla, but it's even more of a striking, syrupy, just super strong vanilla. There's some incense in that one as well. This is vanilla heavy, of course, but it's not the same. There's something about that Guerlain that it's unlike anything else out there. It's one of the best vanilla scents out there for sure, and it's kind of a good baseline to try to work up to, but this doesn't really have the same type of thing going on. Let's see what else. We're kind of getting into some things that I haven't even smelled here. So like Goldfield and Banks, Silky Woods, I don't know. I can't provide any input. YSL Tuxedo is an interesting one that I saw in some comments, and I don't get that at all. You don't get the patchouli. You don't get all of the spices, okay? Tuxedo just takes a different route, and I've smelled a lot of Tuxedo. I've smelled a lot of Tuxedo variants, and I'm trying to, see if I can smell it, but I'm not really getting that, to be honest with you. So that one might be, a little bit of a stretch too, or maybe it just depends on your nose and what you've smelled, but I'm not really getting too much of that. And I think that's it. I see Hugo Boss The Scent Intense, wildly different. You're not getting the apple and all of that in there. You get some cinnamon, but that's about the only thing that would be similar. So yeah, that just kind of goes down the rabbit hole as you get further on. But that's kind of where it is. I really like it. I think it smells fantastic. And it's one where when you can start getting it for a good price below retail, I think it would be a fantastic one to have for fall and winter time. At the end of the day, what I like about a lot of the Parfums de Marly scents is wearability and usability is incredibly high. It's a niche brand that is putting out things for the consumer. You don't have to be a niche head to like these. If you're someone who has a bit more of a budget and you want something more premium, but you want to be able to wear the thing that you're buying, Parfums de Marly is the great brand for you. Same with brands like Mancera as well. They do a pretty good job at that. And of course, Creed, which is kind of the pioneer of wearable niche, but PDM is definitely, more sought after right now, I would say, because they're actually putting out new releases. So that's kind of where this one falls. A nice wearable vanilla gourmand. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. PDM Althair. Now let me know down below if you've tried this one yet. If you have, what do you think of it? And if you have not, are you going to? And again, if you want to be the first to know about this one coming in stock again, like I said, I paid $230 USD for this. Get on my mailing list and texting list down below. It'll be popping up again soon, and I'll let you know, along with other great fragrance restocks, rare stuff, and a lot of sales coming up. Now through the end of the year, a whole bunch of good stuff is going to be coming into stock. A bunch of sales are going to be happening, so you don't want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.